From WEEK, your home team. This is 25 News Today.
See what I got on? What?
I don't know why we're inside.
It's cold.
Not inside, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's really.
Here, feel my hands.
It's, again, me feeling your hands right now with gloves on does not do anything.
Yeah, I know. All right. Well, good morning. Welcome to our program. Gina is out today. Hey, let's take a look at some of the top stories we're looking at this half hour. State lawmakers adjourned the fall veto session without passing a budget. We'll get to that. AFSCME files a lawsuit against Governor Bruce Rauner after an impasse is declared during contract negotiations. The death toll continues to rise after eastern Tennessee wildfires ravaged that part of the state. And President-elect Donald Trump makes a surprise announcement about his latest cabinet choice. And as far as our weather is concerned?
All right, so the weather outside is a
I'll
little
take a
chilly. It's chilly outside. I won't give you a hard time about that. It is chilly outside. Temperature is already right around 37 degrees. A little bit cooler in Havana, 29 degrees early on this morning, 30 in Lincoln, 35 in Bloomington normal. Now temperatures aren't going to warm up much today. Just like yesterday, we're starting off in the upper 30s and then warming into the lower 40s for highs today. Could see a wintry mix though on Sunday. All those details later.
All right, thanks, Nick. It's about 6:02 on a Friday morning, and topping news this half hour, it will be at least January before state lawmakers come up with a state budget, and that is because both the State House and Senate adjourned the fall veto session Thursday without even taking a budget vote. That now means both House Speaker Michael Madigan and State Senate President John Cullerton will have to call lawmakers back into session if a budget will be passed this year. You may recall back in June, after some months of wrangling, lawmakers did eventually pass a stopgap budget. Well, that stopgap budget expires on December 31st. And lawmakers are now not due back into Springfield until early January. So, without a budget, many human service groups and other nonprofits across the state will run out of money. Case in point, Neighborhood House in Peoria wondering if they will have enough money to stay operational. Officials at Neighborhood House say the state still owes $135,000 to the agency. The three main programs, healthcare, Meals on Wheels for seniors, and student meals throughout the year.
We've had a lot of committee meetings trying to figure out what the best option was for us, but we definitely didn't want to disrupt any services because our clients do depend on us, and we didn't want to worry about layoffs.
The Neighborhood House president says they are trying to diversify fundraising to become less dependent on state funding in the future. Meanwhile, Illinois' major public employee union has filed a lawsuit to stop Governor Rauner from imposing contract terms because negotiations have been declared deadlocked. That action likely only temporary, however. AFSCME, the union, filed the lawsuit earlier this week in labor-friendly St. Clair County. The union is asking a judge to bar the governor from taking action to implement the contract. You may recall, State Labor Board ruled this month that talks are officially at an impasse, and that means the governor can impose whatever contract conditions he chooses. The union can accept or strike, but the complaint argues impasse is not official until issued in writing, and that has not yet happened. A Rauner spokeswoman says AFSCME, the union, should cooperate with the governor on his proposals. In eastern Tennessee, authorities say 11 people have died as a result of this week's wildfires. More than 14,000 residents and tourists had to evacuate from Gatlinburg Monday night after the wildfires started to spread. More than 17,000 acres have burned so far, damaging or destroying dozens of homes and businesses. Authorities say nearly 300 firefighters are working to contain the fires. Despite recent rainfall, crews warned residents that it is not enough to stop the fires from spreading and that the city is still in danger.
We received a significant amount of rainfall, but it is not enough to make up the deficit for what we have not received in the last several months. Now, I want to underscore, do not let the rain from yesterday give us a false sense of security. It has taken us time to get to this point. It's going to take us time to get out of it.
Tennessee's Governor Bill Haslam has declared a state of emergency, which will help expedite aid to victims. A Gatlinburg resident saw his home burn through his own security cameras. Reporter Lindsey Bransom has his story.
That was our dream home. A lot of memories there.
When Chris Allen got the call from his alarm company Monday night that his smoke alarm was going off, he never expected it would be like this. Flames shooting up below his Gatlinburg home and smoke filling up the inside.
We were pretty upset. My sister was here. We were at work. My sister was standing behind me, crying.
Cameras on the house recorded what was happening, and Chris and his family watched from their Kentucky home. This Gatlinburg house was a rental property they would rent out throughout the year. But this 4,000 square foot cabin that slept more than 14 people was more than that. It was a place filled with memories for him and his family, now gone.
We're trying to decide whether we want to rebuild. Is Gatlinburg going to be the same?
The city has been evacuated and no one has been allowed back in since Monday. Roads are closed as first responders and the National Guard work to put the fires out and clear debris.
My memories of the Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg area go way, way back.
Mark Clark lives in Philadelphia and doesn't even know if his second home that's been in the family for more than 2 decades is still standing.
It's so sad for the families like ours who have so many memories to see some of that go up in smoke.
City officials are calling the area unsafe, keeping people away until they assess all the damage.
If it is burned, we'll plan to replace it and, build some new memories.
And that was Lindsey Bransom reporting. All right, close to home, the Peoria Fire Department once again taking part in the annual Keep the Wreath Red campaign. Keep the Wreath Red is a statewide effort designed to promote safety around the holidays. Every time there is a fire in Peoria, a red bulb will be replaced with a white bulb. So hopefully there won't be a lot of white bulbs on that wreath. It is a prevention effort that is crucial as fire officials say house fires triple in the winter months.
If you're utilizing a live Christmas tree, you have to water it properly. You want to keep it away from any type of egress. You want to keep it away from any type of heating sources. Never use candles on a lighted Christmas tree, those kind of things, and keep it watered.
Division Chief Macklin also says you should be careful not to use more strands of Christmas lights than the manufacturer recommends, and always keep an eye on your portable space heaters. Political news now, and an unexpected announcement from President-elect Donald Trump after a spokesman said there would be no more cabinet announcements till next week. The president-elect lets one slip during a rally last night. NBC's Tracy Potts is in Washington to tell us who it is and why his confirmation could be tougher than the rest.
We are going to appoint Mad Dog Mattis as our Secretary of Defense. But we're not announcing it till Monday, so don't tell anybody.
A surprise announcement during President-elect Trump's evening rally in Ohio, known as a hardliner on Iran. Retired Marine General James Mattis faces an uphill battle for confirmation. He needs a special civilian waiver because he's only been retired 3 years. This morning, Mr. Trump's back in New York after announcing 1,000 carrier manufacturing jobs not moving to Mexico.
Companies are not going to leave the United States anymore without consequences. Not going to happen.
But 1,300 carrier jobs are headed south of the border.
They wish they'd be able to save ours also. We feel like we've been forgotten from the very beginning.
After last night's rally, today it's back to work on the transition. The Secretary of State nominee still unannounced. Sources tell MSNBC's Joe Scarborough they're looking at new candidates, the current and former CEOs of ExxonMobil. Last night, Mr. Trump told Fox that he's narrowed down his list of Supreme Court nominees to just 3 or 4 candidates. In Washington, Tracy Potts, 25 News.
It's about 10 minutes past the hour, 6:10 now on a Friday morning, and still ahead, an important recall as you prepare your child for the school day.
And I'll have a look at your first alert forecast. That's coming up right after the break.
You're watching 25 News Today with Garry Moore, Gina Morse, and meteorologist Nick Jansen. 25 News is your home team.
Well, welcome back and good Friday morning. Temperatures today will be chilly again, and we're staying cloudy. Sideline radar showing those clouds in the forecast for today. And let's take a look outside right now on our Skywatch camera network in Normal. Taking a look at the ISU campus, we're seeing cloudy skies early on this morning with those chilly temperatures. Temperatures not going to warm up too much throughout your day today. Sideline radar showing those cloudy skies. Will continue to see those clouds in the forecast for the day, and that's, well, kept us somewhat warm overnight with those temperatures, and that's why we're starting off into the middle to upper 30s, 35 degrees in Bloomington, Normal 37 in Peoria right now. A little bit chilly though in Havana, with temperatures falling down below freezing at 29 degrees. Wind speeds this morning, we're looking at conditions anywhere from 5 to 10 miles an hour for winds, so winds calming down a little bit throughout much of the area this morning. Now, Futurecast. We're looking at cloudy conditions. Futurecast are really looking at cloudy conditions later this morning, and those clouds will continue throughout your day today into this evening. Now, conditions this evening, we'll start to see some breaks in those clouds heading into early tomorrow morning, and finally, potentially going to be able to pick up a little bit of sunshine tomorrow morning. Right around 8:30. Then we'll continue to see sunny skies, partly cloudy throughout your day tomorrow night, or not tomorrow night, Saturday into Sunday morning. We're looking at conditions back to cloudy skies, and then we're starting to pick up on some rain chances throughout your morning on Sunday, then a wintry mix possible heading into Sunday evening. Now, cold temperatures are on the way. Not going to be too chilly on Sunday, but cold temperatures are going to be on the way for later next week. So we're going to see the upper level the jet stream change a little bit. We'll see an upper level trough start to slide into the area. So what is an upper level trough? This is when we see this dip within the jet stream here. So we're going to see that jet stream dip well down into the southern portion of the United States. That's going to force down some cold Canadian air. That's going to be dropping down into our area, into the upper Midwest, and that's going to be bringing temperatures well down below average. It's going to be down into the lower 20s for highs, and then into the single digits potentially by next weekend for overnight lows. So cold temperatures are on the way. Today, we're still sitting right around average. We're right at 41 degrees with those cloudy skies. Tonight, then, we're right around 28 degrees. So falling below freezing, we'll start to see some partly cloudy skies late on tonight into early Saturday morning. And tomorrow, we're at right around 41 degrees with those partly cloudy skies. Those winds starting to calm down as well. They'll be out of the northwest, right around 5 miles per hour. So the 7-day forecast, you'll see temperatures stay somewhat steady through your weekend. We're staying right around 40 degrees. We see that chance for a wintry mix on Sunday, and then those temperatures start to fall off. Wednesday, only 34 degrees, and then Thursday, all the way down to 24 degrees for that temperature.
And thank you very much, Nick. Hey, when 25 News Today continues, you know, Nick is going to come and join me. Watch this. Watch. I'm going to snap my finger.
Slowly but steadily.
And there he is, you know. See, I think that you should just go in and punch that little button you have over there.
Yeah, and flip those temperatures
Flip
around.
those numbers, man.
Although 24
is 42.
It's 42. I guess 42 is greater than 24, right?
Yeah. And that's 17.
71.
That's 71. Mm-hmm. Hey, we have some consumer news. Let's talk about holiday shopping. What are you going to buy me? And we'll look at traffic in a moment.
Nothing.
Welcome back to 25 News Today. If you're just waking up, it's about 20 minutes past the hour. 6:20 now on a Friday. And consumer news, thousands of baby bath seats and chairs are being recalled due to a drowning hazard. The recall involves all LexiBook baby bath seats and chairs intended for children 6 months of age and up. The product fails to meet the federal safety standard, including requirements for stability, and can tip over while a baby is in it, posing a drowning hazard. These baby bath seats and chairs were sold online from January of 2013 through last August. Consumers should stop using the product and call the online retailer where purchased for return instructions and to receive a full refund. So who is in charge of all the holiday shopping, him or her? A recent study finds there is a massive divide between how men and women think they spend money. According to a study by creditcards.com, 68% of women say they or another female is primarily responsible for their household's holiday shopping. However, just 30% of men say a woman is in charge of it. That study found the trend also plays out similarly for groceries, clothes and shoes, entertainment, dining out, vacations, electronics, and appliances. So it seems that study suggests that women think that they are in charge and men think that they are not. And I'm not even going to comment on that.
All right, that's probably, I'm not either. That's the smart thing to do, right? Yes, that's the smart thing to do. So the time now is right around 6:21. We're taking a look outside in northwest Peoria. We see traffic flowing nicely this morning. In temperatures early on, we're right around 37 degrees currently. 36 in both Canton and Macomb, all the way down to 29 degrees now in Havana. Now the thing is, we're not going to warm up too much more today due to these cloudy skies that we'll continue to see. We'll see highs today staying in those lower 40s.
Okay, we know who's really in charge, right?
She's still in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, the latest on the ongoing state budget crisis, we'll have that story.
And find out a way some thought to be hot holiday items are falling flat.
You like those?
Well, welcome back. Taking a look at today's outlook, we'll see temperatures not warming up too much more. We're starting off in the upper 30s. We're going to be warming up into the lower 40s today with cloudy skies.
Okay, don't flip those numbers around.
Don't flip those
No,
numbers
don't
around?
flip those around.
Okay.
Don't flip 42 around. Yeah, we don't want to do that.
All right.
Or don't flip 40 around.
Ooh,
Yeah.
4 degrees.
That
All
would
right.
not be
That's
good.
going to be happening next week, though.
Okay, all right. 6:26. After a lot of virtual reality buzz, what some thought would be hot items for the holidays seem to be falling flat. A research firm, Superdata, has revised its sales forecast for PlayStation VR and other head-mounted devices, deeming VR to be the biggest loser this holiday season. But why?
We get that explanation from NBC's Brian Moore.
Wow. Virtual reality is supposed to be the next big thing.
It is actually mind-blowing if you've never tried it before.
But while immersive 3D tech has spread from theaters to theme parks and medical treatment, it's hardly flying off store shelves.
Virtual reality goggles right now are not quite mainstream enough for most consumers, but they are really something that gamers would like to have.
PlayStation VR is currently the only virtual reality offering that's part of a gaming console.
It's an all-in-one package. It's around $500.
Oculus Rift and HTC Vive headsets are expensive, $600 to $800 just for the goggles, and require a gaming PC.
The HTC Vive and the Oculus Rift, both of those are not selling at the levels of their social buzz.
There are cheaper options with big limitations.
There's the Google Cardboard, which is pretty rudimentary. You can even make it at home.
Other headsets like the Samsung Gear VR and the Google Daydream View require specialized phones.
A lot of companies are working on standalone VR headsets. It's just right now, this is the first time we're really seeing consumer devices.
And it may take a while for virtual reality to take its place in the physical world.
Who knows? Maybe next Thanksgiving, we'll all be sitting around the table at Hogwarts drinking butterbeer.
And hopefully, looking a little bit cooler than this while doing it. Brian Moore, NBC News.
So you've tried those?
Yeah, I've tried the Samsung VR. Not a big fan.
Okay.
I'd rather sit down on my TV with my controller and play instead of.
I like the little cardboard thing. You can make
cheap,
it
right?
at home.
Make it at home. I don't have to pay $500, $600.
Still ahead on 25 News Today. Find out where you can get your pizzazz in this week's You Gotta Eat.
And we head to Normal, where residents are excited for the new Portillo's.
From WEEK, your home team. This is 25 News Today.
See, it's kind of weird because this hand is kind of warm, but this one is cold. Yeah. So I'm gonna do the Michael Jackson thing today.
The Michael Jackson thing today?
Yeah.
Maybe you just don't get enough blood flow through your right arm.
Is that what it is?
I don't know enough another explanation for you.
It's cold out there though.
It is.
What is it, 30 something?
Yeah, we're sitting in the 30s this morning. 37 degrees currently in Peoria. We're down to around 29 degrees in Havana. So somewhat chilly temperatures this morning. And we're not going to be warming up too much more this afternoon due to those cloudy skies. Not going to get a lot of sunshine. We'll be right in those lower 40s for highs. And we could see a wintry mix coming up this weekend. I'll map out those details later in the broadcast.
Thanks, Nick. 6:31 on a Friday morning. It'll be at least January before state lawmakers come up with the state budget. That's because both the State House and the State Senate adjourned the fall veto session yesterday without even taking a budget vote. And that means that both House Speaker Michael Madigan and State Senate President John Cullerton will have to call lawmakers back into session if a budget will be passed this year. You may recall back in June, after some months of wrangling and back and forth, lawmakers passed a temporary stopgap budget. Well, that temporary budget expires at the end of this month. Lawmakers are now not due back in Springfield until early January, and without a budget, many human service groups and other nonprofits that depend on state money will run out of funds. 25 News' Denise Jackson has more on how one local agency is taking extra measures to make sure its programs are not disrupted.
Staff at the neighborhood house on Peoria's south side prepare meals for 1,100 people daily, and nearly a quarter of its budget is spent on food. The agency's director says the state still owes them $135,000.
Right now, we are just 2 to 3 months behind, depending on what program, and at this point, we anticipate getting paid. But as you know, the can was only kicked down to about December for state and federal budgets, so we're not really sure as we move forward.
Rossman says the neighborhood house uses a variety of fundraising sources. In recent years, even increasing funds to $2.7 million in revenue, but the need for services keeps growing. This week, the neighborhood house executive board voted to set up a contingency plan to deal with its cash flow issue.
We took out $200,000 out of our emergency reserves. We hope that it's a short interim issue that we can repay when we start getting funding back from the state and federal government.
Rossman says it was necessary to make sure money was in the budget so that services would not be disrupted for clients throughout central Illinois. In Peoria, Denise Jackson, 25 News.
And this footnote, Governor Bruce Rauner is scheduled to meet with State Senate President John Cullerton and House Speaker Michael Madigan, scheduled to meet with them and other party leaders next week to try to come up with a budget compromise. Again, that stopgap budget expires December 31st. Let's talk labor. And Illinois' major public employees union has filed a lawsuit to stop Governor Rauner from imposing contract terms because negotiations have been declared deadlocked. The action is likely only temporary, however. AFSCME, the union, filed that lawsuit Wednesday in labor-friendly St. Clair County. The union is asking a judge to bar the governor from taking action to implement the contract. A state labor board ruled this month that the talks are officially at an impasse, and that means the governor can impose whatever contract conditions he chooses, and the union can accept them or strike. The complaint filed by the union argues that impasse is not official until issued in writing, and that has not yet happened. A Rauner spokeswoman says AFSCME should cooperate with the governor on his proposals. 2 Illinois nuclear power plants are saved by state lawmakers. Both the state Senate and the House passed a bill yesterday offering $235 million per year for the next 13 years to Exelon. That will keep thousands of jobs at its Cordova and Clinton nuclear power plants. Numerous lawmakers, including Governor Rauner and State Senator Dave Kaler, supported the bill. They say the bill raises power bills less than a quarter per month, but increases energy efficiency. There are some opponents. They call it a bailout. East Peoria State Representative, Republican Mike Eunice, calls the emphasis on this bill instead of a state budget unacceptable and immoral. Also getting money, Connect Transit in Bloomington Normal. On Thursday, the bus company announced that it received a $1.8 million payment toward first quarter expenses. This money covers the outstanding bill for July through September, meaning the second and now third quarter payments are still past due, but the money will help Connect Transit keep running at least through March or April of next year.
Our team has been really optimistic this whole time. They've been very supportive. Many of them reached out to the state legislators, but once they found out that they were for sure going to be coming to work in the beginning of January, they've been very excited.
I mean, transportation is like one of the main things that humanity needs when it comes down to living in cities like this or anything larger than this.
There was concern the state budget battle would cause those bus routes to shut down. Connect Transit receives about 65% of its operating budget from the state, and was in line to have a total system shutdown if the agency, the bus company, did not get any payments by the end of this month. Now to a story that we're following up on this morning, and the Peoria County Board has approved a 2017 budget that includes a property tax hike and layoffs. According to the Journal-Star, the budget calls for a 2.37% hike in the county property tax, and that could result in as many as 40 county employees being laid off. The Peoria County Regional School System expected to take a $51,000 hit, and the Peoria County Sheriff's Office taking a $600,000 hit. Without making adjustments, a fund reserve that is already $8 million under would have been completely depleted in 3 years, so say county officials. Peoria County did adopt a tax rate of 82.4 cents for next year, and that is up from the present levy of 80.5 cents. The increases include an additional penny for care and treatment of developmentally disabled individuals and a half penny for the Veterans Assistance Commission. And the board approved a debt service levy of 1.1 cents. More layoffs could be coming to Caterpillar. That news comes as CAT officials lower 2017 expectations by $1 billion. Analysts predict Caterpillar sales and revenues to be about $38 billion in 2017. That is down from $39 billion, which was projected back in October. Experts cite a variety of issues keeping them from being optimistic about next year. That includes the low price of oil and slow growth in global markets. Wall Street put all trading of Caterpillar stock on hold Thursday in light of the news. As far as layoffs, a CAT spokeswoman says more layoffs are possible if the company does not see the market improving and see better sales. However, officials are not speculating about layoffs or any potential layoff announcement. Demolition has begun on one of the last remaining buildings on the old Peoria State Hospital grounds in Bartonville. 25 News' Bo Ebenezer gives us an exclusive look inside a century-old landmark's final days.
The days are numbered for the Bowen building in Bartonville as workers tear the roof apart, shingle by shingle. The owner, Richard Weiss, expects to have the roof off in a couple weeks. Then he can finally get his hands on the limestone, which he'll sell to pay off $750,000 in debt to the village.
It took him a couple years just to convince me that I had to do this, because no matter what, even though it broke me, I still wanted to save the building. I've done this for 8 years, and it just wasn't meant to be.
So far, Weiss has stripped the floors, but the process has taken a lot longer than expected.
Some of it was glued, stapled, nailed. I mean, it would come off in little chunks about the size of a dime, so it just took days to clean out one room. Well, you got 250 rooms.
Lifelong residents have mixed feelings about tearing down the structure, which used to house the hospital's administrative offices.
It's a little sad. It's a really nice, well-made building that's been around for a while.
Nothing's happened to it over the years. It's tried to be things that never turned out. So it's time for it to move on.
While Weiss hates to see the building go, he finds peace knowing at least 90% of its material will be reused to save other buildings.
I just feel better knowing that it's being reused. I just hate to see it all go to a landfill.
Crews now hope to finish the deconstruction by spring, weather pending. Reporting in Bartonville, I'm Bo Ebenezer, 25 News.
Now to a story that we are following up on this morning. Pekin police are asking the public not to look for missing 13-year-old Robert B. in the woods. Robert B. Jr. was last seen on November 17th. Pekin police say people looking in the woods could not only destroy evidence, but also put themselves in danger of being accidentally shot by deer hunters. And we should also mention that authorities say they don't want people to give up on the search. Anyone with information about Robert B.'s whereabouts is asked to call Pekin Police at 346-3132. All right, so I got this glove now because, now this hand is cold and this one isn't. So, you have any theories on that? No.
I don't. All right, well, coming up next, I'll take a look at your first alert forecast.
Plus, we will pay tribute to a Peoria musician who passed away this week.
You're watching 25 News Today with Garry Moore, Gina Morse, and meteorologist Nick Jansen. 25 News is your home team.
Well, good morning and welcome back. Happy Friday. We'll see gloomy conditions again today. We're going to see plenty of clouds, and it's a little chilly outside as well. Not sure that he's got gloves on this morning inside. It's not that cold though, Gary. It's not that cold. So if we take a look outside on our Skywatch camera network, we see those cloudy skies, but temperatures they're actually staying somewhat, you could say, warm this morning because we're not falling down into the lower 30s, mainly because of that cloud cover. And taking a look at the satellite radar, we see those cloudy skies. As of right now, we see cloud cover all across Illinois and into Iowa, and we'll continue to see clouds throughout your day today. Now, temperatures sitting in those upper 30s, so we're right around 37 degrees. Havana falling all the way down to around 30 this morning, but many of us staying well above average. Normally we're falling down towards freezing by this time of the year. We're not doing that today. Now, wind speeds are calming down a little bit this morning as well. We see winds coming out of the west this morning, right around 6 miles per hour now in Peoria, 8 in Bloomington Normal. But those cloudy skies are going to stick with us on Futurecast throughout your afternoon today. So cloudy skies staying in the forecast today, 8:30 tonight, still seeing cloudy skies. Now, the good news is overnight tonight, we're finally going to get rid of some of that cloud cover heading into early tomorrow morning. So we get rid of the clouds tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., finally starting to see some sunshine, and we should be able to see some sunshine throughout the afternoon, but we're going to see clouds start to creep back into our area heading into Sunday. Then Sunday morning, yes, we're seeing some chances for some rain, and if you look close enough, we can see some pink in here as well. So going to see the chance for some freezing precipitation depending on what the temperatures end up doing throughout your day on Sunday. Now, during the afternoon when we should see some heavier precipitation, temperatures should be a little bit warmer, and we should just be able to see some rain showers late on a Sunday evening into Monday morning. Now, temperatures, though, will really cool off heading into this week. So what's going to be changing is the upper-level jet stream. So what do I mean by that? That jet stream is going to be dropping all the way down, sagging all the way down into the southern portion of the United States. So we're going to watch this jet stream sag down here, and that's going to be bringing in some cold Canadian air into our area throughout majority of late next week into next weekend. That could be dropping temperatures down into the 20s for afternoon highs and then lows as low as the single digits. Now today, not dealing with that type of weather, 41 degrees for that high temperature today, so right around average, keeping those cloudy skies in the forecast for today. And then tonight, right around 28 degrees for that overnight low. Heading into tomorrow, 41 degrees for that temperature. Partly cloudy skies, finally getting some sunshine in that forecast. In that 7 days, well, we have that wintry mix on Sunday, so we're back to that wintry mix, right around 40 degrees for that afternoon high. Then we're staying in the 40s early next week, then falling down into the 30s for highs on Wednesday, all the way down to 24 degrees on that high temperature on Thursday. Gary?
All right, thanks, Nick. It's about 6:47, 13 minutes to the top of the hour. Let's talk pizza. A local pizza place is putting a little extra pizzazz into its menu. 25 News' Cassandra Hager takes us there in this week's You Gotta Eat.
Open for about 2 years now, it's the buffet that keeps most people coming back to fill their plates at Crust Pizza.
We have two separate pricing for our buffet, those who like veggies and those who don't. Just the pizza is $7.35. Then we also have, for the veggie lovers, a salad price, which is just $1 more.
If buffets aren't your thing, you can also order off the menu at prices Crust staff says are guaranteed. They even accept competitor coupons from other dine-in pizza spots. And if you can't eat certain foods, you're covered.
We do offer two different types of gluten-free as well. We have thick and thin crust, which a lot of places don't have. We try to have something for everybody here.
Something for everyone is right. I went with the 16-inch pizza with a little bit of everything. It came out of the oven nice and hot with fresh grated cheese and sweet tomato sauce. All in all, Crust is one pizza place that's a slice above the rest. My total before tip came to just over $19. Crust Pizza is located at 322 West Washington Street in East Peoria. For 25 News, I'm Cassandra Hager.
Yeah, I hear it. I hear it. Your stomach is growling. I hear it.
She brought leftovers. I had some of it. It was pretty good.
It was, with the pineapples.
But the pineapple, yeah, it kind of like offset the spiciness. It was it's actually really
pineapples and hot peppers. Yeah. All right. Hey, and we know where the new normal Portillo's restaurant will be located. Portillo's announcing on Thursday that the first downstate location will be where the Motel 6 is on Landmark Drive. So just like its Chicago area locations, Portillo's will offer Chicago-style hot dogs, Italian beef sandwiches, and chocolate cake. Normal city manager says that demolishing the Motel 6 and building the restaurant will be an $8 to $9 million investment. However, it could generate up to $500,000 a year for the town.
Significant tax producer. They're going to obviously have a lot of employment there. They'll be paying real estate property taxes to the schools and the county as well as the town of Normal.
Now I'll probably go almost every day, honestly. I go every time. I definitely get around the Chicago area. We definitely hit Portillo's on the way home or on the way up for sure.
I'm super excited. I'm going to drive up here every day just to get it.
Officials hope to begin demolition of the Motel 6 in early 2017 and look to open the new Normal Portillo's in August of 2017. And on July 31st, Nick is going to be standing in line waiting to get in when they open.
I don't know if I'm going to be standing in. I'm sure there's going to be too many people. When the one in Rockford opened, man, you had to wait like 2 hours just to get anything.
Line around the building.
Zigzag around, yeah. Chocolate cake shake, though.
Chocolate cake shake?
Where's that?
More bad news for the Chicago Bears when we come back.
And I'm going to check your first alert forecast after the break.
Welcome back. We have a report out of Chicago about the month of November, another bloody month ending with more than twice as many homicides as during the same month last year. The 77 homicides recorded in November marked the highest death toll for that month in nearly a quarter century. The increase comes as the city of Chicago and police departments scramble to bring the number of killings down with new initiatives and additional police positions. Chicago has recorded 701 homicides in 2016, and this is the first time that the city has had more than 700 since 1998. The longtime piano player for the St. Jude Telethon and the Journal-Star Christmas Sing has died. Gene Ferris passed away on Wednesday. Ferris attended school in Peoria and for a while coached football at Spalding and directed musical and theater productions and some vocal groups. Besides playing the piano for the Telethon and the Christmas Sing, Ferris often played the piano at Jim's Steakhouse. There he is with the late great Mayor Jim Maloof. In lieu of flowers, memorials may be made to the OSF Foundation for Huntington's disease. Gene Ferris was 78 years old. All right, time to look at what's trending. The Bad News Bears, that's what they call them, you know.
The Bad News Bears, that's what we're calling the Chicago Bears now.
Yeah, and there's even more news. Bad for the Bears.
Jay Cutler.
Jay Cutler, the starting quarterback, is officially out for the season. He will undergo shoulder surgery. Cutler suffered a torn labrum. That's in his throwing shoulder in a game against the Giants 2 weeks ago. He did finish that game and was later diagnosed with a tear. Cutler did everything he could to avoid surgery, attempting to rehab the injury, but it did not show much improvement. So there you go. And a lot of people are speculating that that's it for Cutler.
Yeah, could be done. Yeah, I don't see him being back. Do you see him being back?
Cutler may be cut, and we'll be back in a moment.
Welcome back. It's time for your traffic and weather together. Time now is 6:57. We're seeing cloudy skies out on the Skywatch Camera Network. Traffic starting to pick up this morning as well out at Northwest Peoria. It's your forecast for today. Warming up to balmy 41 degrees. We're already sitting in the 30s, and we're right around 41 degrees for that high today. Then for the next 7 days, we were looking at that wintry mix on Sunday, and then dropping temperatures down into the 20s by Thursday.
Recapping some of our top stories, state lawmakers adjourn from the fall veto session without coming up with a state budget, and that means that both House Speaker Michael Madigan and State Senate President John Cullerton will have to call lawmakers back into session if a budget will be passed this year. You may remember back in June, after much wrangling, lawmakers did eventually pass a temporary stopgap budget. That budget expires December 31st. Pekin police are asking the public this morning to stop looking for a missing 13-year-old boy in the woods. Robert B. Jr. was last seen on November 17th. Pekin police say those people looking in the woods could not only destroy evidence, but also put themselves in danger of being accidentally shot by deer hunters. If you have any information about Robert B.'s whereabouts, you're asked to call Pekin Police at 346-3132. And yes, Portillo's coming to normal and the location of the former Motel 6. It'll open in August of next year, and Nick plans to be there to get the chocolate cake shake.
Chocolate cake shake.
They have a chocolate cake shake?
Oh, it's phenomenal.
Chocolate
I really like their Cobb salads too. Actually, I don't know if there's anything that I don't like at Portillo.
All right, so you're going to take me to lunch at Portillo's?
Yeah, you'll take me.
Thanks for taking me. The Today Show is next.
Have a good one.